Hello and welcome back to The Broken Doll. Well, today I'm coming to, or I should say now tonight, I'm coming to you with this wonderful ball-jointed doll that I'm working on. She's quite the doll. Let me get her bin up here. I got her white bin is right here. Here she is right here. This is her bin. Whoops. Okay, now, this is her head. I think there's been some water damage to her. I've been working a little bit on her here and there. She's got a lot of things that need to be done. Now, I put some glue in here. I want to sand this down and just level it down with my sander later. This all needs to be worked on more. It needs some more in here, and it needs a more milliput in here. I need to sand this down as well. This all needs to be sanded down. A lot of work on her. A lot of filling in and everything like that. But we'll get her there. With leftover milliput, I did come back here, but this all needs still to be filled. You can see there's two levels going on here. What are these about? Those, I could have easily just covered those in if I wanted to, but I want her to be as original as possible. So I took some, where are they? Are they in here? They should be. Toothpicks. And I put them in because those holes were there originally. They're from the kiln or whatever, how they did that. It was a giant kiln. I'm not sure, but I'm trying to get one back in. But anyways, you go like this with it. And I wanted those holes to remain there because why? That's part of her. That's who she is. Those holes belong to her. And they tell part of her story, how she was created, how she was made and everything. So I put some toothpicks in her hole, went around, let it dry, and then I pulled them out. And then we'll sand them, and then we'll still have those holes there because they belong to the doll. Like I say, you could seal them up, but then you're taken away from her. Something that is something about her. So if you come across your doll, and the other doll has it, but yours doesn't, you're like, well, mine's a little different. Why didn't I have that? So maybe my doll isn't that doll. It's good to have as much there because we have no nameplate on the back who made this doll. We don't have an inkling. I don't have an inkling anyways right now who this doll could belong to. I want to just sit someday on a nice cold winter night, just sit through my books and leaf through to see if I can find her. I've got some nice old composition doll books here with bisque and compo in there, and I love just to sit to see if I can find her. And if I do, I'll be screaming on this camera going, look who I found, you know. I imagine she's in there. Now, she has the open head here, which means she needs a pate. This is a pate. You put this on top of her here. And that, well, this is might be a little bit, let's see, is that a little bit big on her? I think it's close to her size. Yeah, that's close. That's her size right there. You glue that on, then you can put her wig on top. A lot of dolls from this era were made like this. A lot of bisque dolls and everything. She comes from the bisque, the end of the bisque era, I would say. She's probably in the turn of the century type of thing, 1910, maybe the 20s. No more than that. We're stretching it if we go any further. She is a wonderful doll. And a lot of her parts, I'm not sure if they're composition or not. I haven't figured that out yet. Once I take the paint off, we'll see what type of wood is underneath. Because we got some cracking of the paint here. And we'll see what kind of, now see there's another set of paint there, and that could be her original paint. This here could be acrylic and underneath the oil. It happens. A lot of these dolls got repainted, but a lot of water damage. Look at the legs here, very much a lot of water damage. Again, I'm going to glue down. I'm going to take my glue down, okay? And then we'll go over and run it with the Dremel and sand that down nice and smooth. Then we'll go over it with some spackling. Hopefully, we get them looking pretty good. What are we doing right now? This doll is going to demand a lot of attention. This doll here, I'm working on the body right now. As you can see, there's a lot of hills and valleys on the doll. Not because of the back bending in, that's not it. You have the outer shell of the composition, then it's missing. So we have this two different levels going on in the composition. So that this part needs to meet up with this part. We have to spackle and bring it up to this level here. And that might take quite a few layers, 2 or 3 layers. Here we're looking pretty good on the belly and the chest and everything. Down near the crotch, we have a little bit more problem. Again, you can see. Actually, I'm going to go backwards. No, I was wrong. The chest and the belly down to the crotch is missing that level. We have to build it up. That's my mistake there. I'm just looking at it now. There's so much going on this doll. It's unbelievable. But right now what I'm trying to do is get the paint off so I can surmise, make a decision on her, what I want to do with her. She's a beautiful doll, and she shouldn't be passed up. She can be rescued. She can be made whole again. And it's a challenge I'm welcoming. And I want that challenge because I'm ready for it. So let's just take the Dremel. Let's work on her neck area. I started right here. Now we're going to move forward and we're going to do a little bit more. So this is called, before I start, we need a new head too. So that's all good stuff there. So we're going to get my little thing here. Okay, let's get, got a lot of stuff on my desk I got to clean up. Okay, this is called the Stilo Dremel, okay? I've had this for quite a few years and I've used it quite well. It wouldn't surprise me if somewhere along the line it kerplunks on me and I'm without a Dremel now then, but I have a backup one, so I'm smart sometimes. In this case, I was. But anyhow, it's Stilo means pen, like a pen, like a little pen. You can just sit here and get into little areas. This is perfect for what I'm for this type of work. So anyways, we need to put a new head on. So one of the things is I found this by accident I was at my Home Depot. And when I was in there, I just stumbled across it and seen it. But the only thing is my store does not support the type of heads that it needs. It has a lot of wonderful big heads, but these little tiny heads, they don't always carry those. And if they do, there's only a couple in there. I need a mountain of these babies, you know. So I ordered them off of Temu, and you can get them off of there, or AliExpress. I think it was AliExpress I got them off, but you can get them off Temu too if that's the one you prefer. They're there. So if you buy this, here, I'm hoping that you can see me do this. So I'm going to bring this a little bit towards me because I seem to pull everything towards my body. So to get a grip on this here. Okay, there we go. Pull the head off. That's garbaggio. If you don't pull that head off, what it does is it just kind of chews up your doll. And you don't want that either. So anyways, we're going to take it. Okay, there we go. I like that right there. And what I do is I just take my little key they give you, and now you can tighten it up. Now I don't like to make it flush because it helps me to get into places that extend away from my Dremel. Once you own one, you'll see what I mean by that. Sticking this out just a little bit helps out. Okay, now we're going to go and we're going to start. Now you have different levels that you can start on down here. It goes up to 5. I prefer 4 to 5 somewhere. That's the speed of what this is going to rotate. So anyways, it's a little noisy, not too bad. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take the neck. It vibrates in your hand a little bit, so be prepared for that. And we're going to go in and we're going to start. I'm almost done this now. Let me just do this edge here. You can see the beauty of this here. There we go. Okay, so there's your, most of it off. I got a little bit more yet to do here, right in this area, but you can see what it can do. It can take the paint off. Why am I using my Dremel instead of just picking off paint, which I normally do? It's because this is oil paint, and with it, it's taking this first layer off, and I don't want that to happen. So to stop that from happening, I am going to use my Dremel, and my Dremel saves that one layer on her. Why did this come off? Because the paint was lifting so bad off of her. It just came with it. It was already attached. It was lifted, and that coat, that one layer, was already attached to the paint. So there was no way of saving it. So I have to build her back up again, which is not going to be a problem. I mean, it's a step that I have to do. My goal of time to have her done, I'm hoping for February the 14th. I'm going to try for Valentine's Day to have her done. Can I? I don't know. Will I? I don't know. Will I love to? Yes. But we'll see, because like I say, there's a lot of building up. That's giving me about 8 weeks. And so anyways, yeah, it's just one of those things where, you know, you give yourself a goal, and if you go past it, you go past it. No big deal. Then we'll say, you know, St. Patrick's Day. You know, we got a lot of holidays in there that we can go for. And then Easter, you know, we could do that, you know. Hopefully I have her done way before that Easter. I would love to have her up with a little Easter dress on her. Wouldn't that be wonderful if I could do that with a little straw hat and everything? That would be, I think, spectacular. But anyways, we'll see what happens. But I think she's lovely. I think she's going to be a lovely doll. We need to get her beauty back. She's screaming for it. She's saying, rescue me. Help me out. Get me back to the beauty I need to be, that I once was. And that's what we're going to do for her. She almost has like a French look to her, like the French dolls, or you know, that came out during the time. That's, I think, what she's trying to mimic. She's not, from what I know of anyways. But it will be just time that will tell me what she is. If I find her in my books, that would be wonderful. But I'm going to keep looking. I've got these great big giant books here, and I want to just sit down, on, like I say, on a nice cold winter day, which today was. Today was windy and freaking cold. Oh my goodness. We went out to Walmart, and I'll tell you, it was cold. We asked to be picked up by the door. You know, so my guests that came, they had parked out way out, so they just came up and picked us up. We were like, oh, they didn't mind. They said, well, we'll pick you up. So they went out, got the car, and brought it up and got us here. Kept us warm. But it was cold. Oh, was it cold today? And it's the wind that's doing it. You know, now the wind has died down a little bit. It's supposed to be warmer tomorrow, so they say. I don't know. We'll see what tomorrow brings. But anyways, right now, this is the baby that I'm working on. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it gave you some insight, especially to a lot of my new people that have come on, asked a lot, that are not restoring, and they're just asking a lot of questions and want to know how I do things. And also to the new restorer out there that's trying to restore their doll and wanting to know about tools. What type of tools do I need? And different things that happen. Not all dolls will demand a Dremel. Not all dolls will demand just picking off the paint. You have to use your Dremel. You don't need your Dremel. You have to decide those things as you move along. I don't always use a Dremel. There's times I just never do, and there's times that I do. Yeah, it's up and down. You just make your own decisions as you move along. You see what the Dremel can do. You think, oh, I'd be using that all the time. Not really. There are times I never touch my Dremel. You think you would, but the paint is just so loose you can just pick it off with a knife. And regardless, I'm spackling regardless, even on this doll that with her, she, you know, I think she had a lot of water damage. It really spells the water damage to me, and moisture. She was somewhere naughty anyways, but we're going to make her nice. That's what it's all about. Well, thank you for joining me. Thank you for giving me your ear and sitting down for a little while and just listening to how this all works, and giving me a little bit of your time. And you know, I do appreciate each and every one of my subscribers out there. I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas too. And it's coming up really fast. If I don't say it now, I may not get to later because of having my company here. You know, sometimes I got, like, whenever I have a little gap of time, I sneak out here. And they're with my daughter right now, so that's great, you know. So that's, you know, they're all entertaining each other there. And you know, but I like to interact every so often too. It's different this year having company, and that, but it's great. We're loving it. So it's nice. So, but the thing is that you know, it's This is wonderful stuff, and a wonderful hobby, and I hope for those that are out there that feel a little scared, so was I in the beginning. I went into no man's land here. It's not the right words I want, but I went into a doll land that I was unknown to me. But you know what? You figure things out, and you also, these wonderful videos that are out there encouraged me along the way, not by their words, just by what they did. And some of them were not too good, some of them were wonderful, and I'm thinking, okay, I want to do this too, but I want to do it great, you know. But the only thing is, you got to build to it. You got to get yourself in there and move around with your dolls. And yeah, you're going to have some dolls that don't always turn out the best. And you're going to have some that are going to just wow you. So anyways, I hope that you enjoyed this. Give me a thumbs up if you can. I do appreciate it. And a comment. Boy, the comments I get. Thank you for all the comments. I really do enjoy those comments. I read each and every one of your comments on there. That's why I put a little thumbs up and a heart, because that tells you I read your comment. And I'm taking to heart everything you say there. And thank you for all the wonderful comments too about the doll that the little dolls that I just finished. Thank you for the encouragement and the wonderful comments that you made. I did my best on them, and if you look at them in person, you'll see little problems, you know, here and there. I see them, but you know what? I see also the wonderful things that were done to them too, and that outshines those little areas that, you know, got missed or not done as well. But you know, but I do look at them because I want to make sure I'm getting everything on the next doll. You try again. So anyways, thank you again. I've said it already. Thanks again. And we'll be coming back really soon on this doll here. This is our next project. And then after that, I'm hoping to get to the Monica of Hollywood doll. I am excited to get her started just as well as this one here. All right. We'll be talking to you again really soon. Bye-bye.